Hello everyone, welcome back to the New York Times crossword for today, Tuesday, October 7th. Let's get started with, why do I feel like something, October 6th? I mean, that was yesterday. There's something special that happens on October 6th? For some reason that date is like ringing bells in my head. I don't think I'm like missing, I don't think I missed an important date, but I don't know, somehow that date is just like, I don't know. No guts, no glory. Floral shade. Lilac, maybe? Diamonds informally. I don't know what you mean. A likely story. Yeah, I bet. Puccini's Madame Butterfly. DC ball player. I think this should be baseball. Right? Like that's what ball player refers to baseball. And I think they have the nationals, right? So we're looking for Nat, abbreviated like DC kind of is. It is an ever-fixed mark that looks on tempests and is never shaken. Per Shakespeare. I'm guessing this is love and the 8 down is amore, like for some reason. Yeah. Well, Moliere sounds French though, right? So maybe it's amour. Trample. Step on? Maybe. Oh, winter hours. Yeah, Mountain Standard Time, sure. Wood strip? That I do not know. Blank fix? The only thing I know is like prefix, meaning like fixed price. I don't know what this is. A subscription that runs out lapses. So now Step On is looking quite good. Belgian resort renowned for its mineral springs spa. Embellishes gilds. U-boat is a World War II menace. Fiddler on the Roof protagonist. Don't know his name. Or her name. Is it about the father or the daughter? I don't really know. Drinking. I think it's... Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Drinking vessel that often has a hinged lid. A stein, I guess. Those have hinged lids? I didn't know that. I can sort of imagine what it looks like, but... Anyway, wood strip. Still don't know. Oh, like a fixed idea, maybe? Idee? Like a tenet might be called a fixed idea. Italian dessert menu staple. I mean, I can name basically 2 Italian desserts. I'm sure I could come up with more if I had to. But there's like gelato and there's tiramisu. What's another? There's another one that I'm like is in my head somewhere because it sounds a little bit like a different food. Yeah, I can't remember. Kick off. Instigate? That fits. Certain monkeys. Monks and monkeys are... I don't know. Diamonds are ice. Coup d'etat. Boy King Tut. Capuchins? How do you spell that? That's a kind of monkey. Maybe it's a kind of monk. I don't know. Sushi seaweed. That's nori, isn't it? Brief time to save one's glory is one's day in the sun. Yeah, it was I day. And it is lathe? Is this related to lathe or lathe, like the thing with an E on the end somehow? Or is they just happen to be spelled similarly? I don't know. Shorthand prose is stenographer. Heavy, apparently. Written to arouse, erotic. Turnip or rutabaga. These are roots. Diaphanous. What exactly does diaphanous mean? I don't really know. Pointed part of a pitchfork, a tine. Light? Must be a T, right? I don't think it means tight. To ensnare is to trap. Mount Etna. Madrid's country, España. Mysterious way to vanish into thin air. What is this? What could diaphanous be besides light? Could it be anything? Right, but I don't think it is. White, that's a noun. A little used noun as well. We're looking for an adjective. 8? I don't think so. Tight? I mean, it could be. But I don't think so. Sight? No. I think it's L and like... Wait. Cannoli with an A. He spelled it Madama Butterfly because he's not speaking English, I guess. This is the other Italian dessert I was trying to think of. And I'm pretty sure this is an A, right? Let's pencil it in just so I remember. Coyote Pup's place, a den. I layer the classic crossword fill uvia. It's part of the I. I think they want that rather than iris, but I'm not sure. My bro, dude. Process of change over generations is evolution. Still learning to navigate local landmarks. New in town. Prefix with watt, terawatt. That's a lot. How much energy does like a city with 1 million people use? That's a question. Because I know like tech company data centers, gosh. You know, at something in the hundreds to thousands of megawatts in a big data center, I think. Something like that. So that'd be like gigawatts-ish. And I know that one of those data centers uses up as much energy as like, not a village, not even like, you know, less than a big city for sure. Maybe a medium-sized town, like 100,000 people. So I'm just thinking like a terawatt is 1,000 times that much. That must be... Well, I'm not even thinking about how much... But like if you imagine... This is not related to the crossword. It's just an interesting little thing for me to think about now. Using all my many rough approximations, I would say that a terawatt is roughly like a quarter of the electricity used by all the residential areas in the country. And then, like, of course, the factories are going to add a lot. Factories and data centers and all the industrial stuff that's not, like, part of a city in a way. So if I had to guess, I'm going to go look up in a minute how much electricity the U.S. uses. I mean, and I guess I'm not counting power plants, which make energy, because the amount would be 0 if it were like how much we use minus how much we produce, right? But power consumption of the whole country in terawatts. Let's say 25 terawatts. That's probably, I have no idea whether that's an overestimate or underestimate. Let's go look that up. It'll be fun. How much energy, I guess is the right word, does the U.S. use? Not per year, just like, okay, in terawatt, in watts. Okay, wow. Okay. So it says 4 terawatts. Wait, what are you... I really don't like the units. Well, I don't know. They're useful, convenient units for certain things. Because it's telling me how many watt hours are used per year. So if you want to find out total wattage, you got to like multiply by watts per year, or hours divided by years per hours per year, or something like that. Plus, I don't even know. This is just an AI overview. They could be making this up. Okay, so how much is a kilowatt hour divided by a year? Also, this is in kilowatt hours. So there's another factor of 1,000 in there. This is 4 trillion kilowatt hours. Okay, here we go. Wait, I can show you something. Which I've done a few times. But like, I don't know. You can ask Google to translate units for you, and for simple stuff, it'll do it. But the units program does it like very nicely. So I have 4,000 terawatt hours per year. I want terawatts. So I guess the teras will cancel, but whatever. I think that must mean half a terawatt. Am I that far off? I was off by a factor of 50? I mean, I thought... Oh, okay. Or it might mean 2. But I think... Trillion kilowatt hours. Huh. Okay, well, there you go. There's my power estimation. The US uses half a terawatt if I did the math right, based on Googling some stuff. Not fooled by onto, right? Am I right that, yeah, there's, this is not just a Google AI overview. This is, there's actual web pages that cite this number of 4,000 terawatt hours per year. Not fooled by onto. Central Plains Tribe, the Oto. Wreck beyond repair, total. You lugged if you toted. HD? TV for a family room? Down to earth it must be. Sun, air, earth. These are the things showing up here. Earth, air, wind, and fire? No, I don't know. Opposed to, anti. Top tier is elite. Spirit of Mexico? Are they talking about a ghost? Or a spirit like Tecate is a beer. Tequila, that's a spirit. 4D cross output. Lava is made by Edna. Unique. Dish that's slung. You do sling hash. I don't really know why. Delay. Stall. Mel. I think Ott. Right? No, Ott is Ott a hockey guy? No, that's Bobby Orr. It's probably Ott. South America's Blanc de la Plata. I mean, probably River. River of the Plate. Maybe. Largest member of the dolphin family. Well, that's orca. Animal and others, a cow. Anne Pratchett, apparently. Oscar-winning Disney song, sung by a crab named Sebastian, Under the Sea. Mythological figure whose ill-fated trajectory is suggested by these. Sun, air, earth, sea. Icarus. He was up in flying by the sun, and then he just fell all the way down into the water. Sure. I didn't know he was over water when that happened. I assumed he got flattened by falling onto a rock or something. Venetian blind component, a slat. Thin layer. Not sure. A sidewalk eatery, a cafe. Cathedral recesses are apses. Black gemstone, onyx. Tesco is a British grocery. Aslan is a Narnia lion. Spinach and chard are leafy. Gloves and balloons are latex, so that all matches up with onyx. You uncap a bottle. Edams are cheeses. Canal turned boulevard in Schenectady, New York. Erie, I guess. RHE? What? I don't know what that means. TSA is an airport org. Lamina. Runs, hits, and errors. Okay, it's baseball. Airport in Queens, familiarly. Is that JFK or LaGuardia? I really don't know. Greek goddess of the earth. Greek. Rhea, I think. Lively and exciting. I don't know. Tease playfully. Poke. Minnesota Senator Klobuchar Amy. DJ Blank Jeff? Musical partner of Will Smith? I don't know. Emit bubbles. To leak underwater, maybe? Sure slangily. Yeah? Well, this kind of has to be a G or an F, right? Westernmost territory of the U.S.? Okay, so this must be Gaia then. Guam. Maybe Rio is the Roman version. Or maybe the difference between gods and titans. I don't know. Undergarment item. Bra? Lively and exciting. Would you say buzzy? I don't know about that. Tease playfully. Okay, well, if this has to be K or A, and A looks very bad. K gives us K here, and then I can say JFK, and maybe that'll help. Jazzy Jeff? That sounds familiar somehow. And then we get Buzzy and Raz and Fizz. Get the square of Z's. How nice. Well, that's going to give us a lot of bad Wordle words, so let's not use any of those. I think if you start the Wordle with Jazzy, tell me what. Well, I could do that. It would be a shame to lose a 62-day streak to starting with Jazzy, though, wouldn't it? How about Baron? Pylon. Nylon. I would have had a hit with Jazzy. We've got to know why. A lot easier if you start with a good word, though. Buzz cut and crew cut immediately stand out as haircuts. I don't see another one that looks like that, though. Fanny and pack, interesting. So dish and dirt, these are both gossip. The buzz, the talk in a way, right? I think you could say that's gossip. A bunch, a bouquet, a pack, a group. These are, you know, collections of things. I'll just submit this. It's probably right. Yeah. Where's the last one? Pack. Maybe crew is supposed to go in there. Scats. What on earth is this? I see names like Brent and Fanny. Crew, yeah. Maybe bouquet is out. And these are all, you know, collections of people. A team. These are like things at a wedding. Yeah. What is this? I don't know. Musicals with an extra starting letter. Rent, Hair, Annie, and Cats. Yeah, Scats is kind of there to clue you in that you have to do something. It has to be... You have to change the word somehow, or not use the word for its meaning, because Scats is just a ridiculous word. But I didn't see the actual answer. Hope you guys enjoyed the crossword and the little diversion into how much energy the US uses. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.